What if everything you've been told about walking after 40 is wrong? What if the number you've been chasing every single day isn't the reason you're getting healthier, stronger, or losing weight? That idea may be difficult to accept, but it explains why so many women work hard, stay active, and still feel frustrated when the mirror, the scale, or their energy levels refuse to reflect their effort. The biggest mistake isn't a lack of commitment. It's following advice that was never designed for the changing needs of your body. After 40, the rules begin to shift. The strategies that once delivered quick results often become less effective, not because your body has failed you, but because it is asking for a smarter approach. Continuing to force the same routine while expecting different outcomes only leads to disappointment. The truth is that walking remains one of the most powerful habits you can build, but only when you understand what your body truly needs instead of blindly chasing a popular number. More steps do not automatically mean better health. More effort does not always produce better results. The real goal is learning how to move in a way that supports your metabolism, protects your muscles, strengthens your heart, and works with your body's natural changes instead of fighting against them. Once that mindset changes, everything else begins to change as well. Walking stops feeling like another exhausting task on a never ending to do list and becomes one of the simplest ways to reclaim strength, confidence, and long term health. This isn't about trying to become the youngest version of yourself again. It's about becoming the strongest, healthiest, and most capable version of yourself today. And once the right number of daily steps becomes clear, every walk has a purpose. Every step carries meaning, and every day becomes another opportunity to build a healthier future instead of repeating the same frustrating cycle. The number 10,000 has become almost impossible to escape. Fitness watches celebrate it, phone apps reward it, and countless health challenges treat it as the ultimate daily goal. Over time, many women have started believing that anything less is failure and anything more is success. But here's the reality that often surprises people. That number was never established as the perfect daily requirement for every woman over 40. It became popular because it was easy to remember and easy to market, not because it magically unlocks better health for everyone. Yet millions continue chasing it without ever asking whether it actually matches the needs of their changing bodies. That mindset creates unnecessary pressure and often leads to disappointment. Missing the target by a few thousand steps can leave someone feeling as though the entire day was wasted, even when meaningful movement still took place. At the same time, hitting 10,000 steps while ignoring sleep, nutrition, strength, stress, and recovery creates the illusion of progress without addressing the bigger picture. The body doesn't reward numbers on a screen. It responds to consistent habits that support overall health. After 40, that distinction becomes even more important because hormones, muscle mass, recovery, and energy levels are all changing. Simply forcing more movement without understanding those changes can leave the body tired instead of stronger. Walking should never become another source of guilt or another daily test that determines your self worth. It should become a reliable tool that works with your body instead of against it. The harsh truth is that many women have spent years chasing a number while overlooking what truly matters. Quality, consistency, recovery, and sustainability will always produce greater long term results than obsessing over a single target. Once that myth is left behind, walking becomes less about proving something to a fitness tracker and more about giving your body exactly what it needs to stay healthy, active, and resilient for decades to come. After the age of 40, the body begins to communicate in different ways, and ignoring those signals often leads to frustration. The energy that once seemed endless may not feel the same. Recovery can take longer, sleep may become less predictable, and maintaining a healthy weight often requires more intention than it did years before. These changes are completely normal, yet many women mistakenly believe they are simply not trying hard enough. The truth is that the body is adapting, and it deserves a strategy that adapts with it. Muscle mass naturally starts to decline with age if it is not supported through regular movement and strength building activities. At the same time, hormonal shifts can influence metabolism, appetite, mood, and the way the body stores fat. None of this means your best years are behind you. It simply means that working with your body is far more effective than constantly fighting against it. This is where walking becomes one of the most valuable habits you can build. Every purposeful step encourages better circulation, supports cardiovascular health, helps regulate blood sugar, reduces stress hormones, and keeps joints flexible without placing unnecessary strain on them. Unlike high impact workouts that may leave the body exhausted or increase the risk of injury, walking offers a sustainable form of movement that can be repeated day after day. Consistency is what transforms ordinary steps into extraordinary results. The body does not need punishment to become healthier. It needs regular movement, proper recovery, and habits that can be maintained for years rather than weeks. Walking also provides something that many forms of exercise cannot: accessibility. It does not require expensive equipment, advanced skills, or perfect conditions to make a meaningful difference. The greatest transformation often begins with something as simple as choosing to move every day. Once walking is viewed as an investment in long term strength instead of a chore to burn calories, every step becomes a reminder that aging is not about losing ability, but about protecting and improving it through smart, consistent action. So, how many steps should a woman over 40 actually aim for each day? The answer is far more encouraging than most people expect because there is no single magic number that guarantees perfect health. The body does not suddenly transform the moment a fitness tracker displays 10,000 steps, nor does it fail if the total falls below that mark. Research continues to show that meaningful health benefits begin well before reaching that famous number, especially when daily movement is consistent. For many women over 40, a range of approximately 7,000 to 10,000 steps each day provides an excellent balance between improving overall health, supporting heart function, maintaining mobility, and encouraging a healthy metabolism. Those who are just beginning their fitness journey may see remarkable improvements by consistently reaching 5,000 or 6,000 steps before gradually increasing over time. That steady progress is far more valuable than pushing too hard for a few days and then giving up completely. If weight management is one of the goals, increasing daily movement toward the higher end of that range can certainly help, but only when combined with healthy eating, quality sleep, and adequate recovery. Walking alone cannot overcome poor daily habits, just as one healthy meal cannot erase weeks of unhealthy choices. Every healthy decision works together to create lasting change. The biggest mistake is believing that success depends on perfection. Missing a daily goal by a few hundred or even a few thousand steps does not erase the benefits already earned. The body responds to patterns, not isolated days. It remembers consistency more than occasional bursts of effort. Instead of becoming obsessed with one fixed number, focus on building a routine that fits naturally into everyday life and can be maintained month after month. A realistic target followed consistently will always outperform an unrealistic goal that leads to frustration. The most effective step count is ultimately the one that keeps you moving, protects your health, strengthens your body, and becomes a permanent part of your lifestyle rather than another temporary challenge that disappears after a few weeks. Here's the harsh truth that many people avoid because it is easier to blame age than to confront daily habits. One long walk cannot erase 6 days of sitting. A weekend full of motivation cannot make up for an entire week of inactivity. Buying another fitness tracker, downloading another health app, or watching countless videos about exercise will never improve your health unless those ideas are turned into consistent action. Information is not the problem. The real problem is believing that tomorrow will always be a better time to start. Tomorrow becomes next week, next month, and eventually another year passes with the same excuses and the same frustrations. The body does not respond to good intentions, it responds to repeated actions. Every day spent waiting for the perfect moment is another day your muscles become slightly weaker, your endurance slips a little further, and your overall health quietly moves in the wrong direction. That reality may sound uncomfortable, but ignoring it only makes the consequences greater. The good news is that the opposite is also true. Every single day you choose to move, no matter how small the effort may seem, your body begins responding in positive ways. One purposeful walk leads to another, and before long, those simple choices become habits that no longer require constant motivation. The greatest obstacle is not a lack of ability, but the habit of making excuses sound reasonable. Feeling tired, being busy, waiting for better weather, or believing that one missed day does not matter can slowly turn into weeks of inactivity. Those small excuses accumulate just as quickly as healthy habits do. Discipline is what separates temporary enthusiasm from lasting results. Motivation comes and goes because emotions change from day to day, but discipline allows progress to continue even when excitement disappears. Your future health will never be determined by your best workout or your most productive week. It will always be determined by what you repeatedly choose to do on ordinary days when no one is watching. That is where real transformation begins, and that is where lasting strength is built, one consistent decision at a time. Not every step carries the same value. And that is one of the biggest misconceptions about walking. Many people become so focused on reaching a certain number that they forget the quality of those steps matters just as much as the quantity. Slowly wandering around the house while checking off a step goal is not the same as walking with purpose, maintaining a steady pace, and encouraging the body to work a little harder. The body responds to intention. A walk that slightly elevates the heart rate, improves breathing, and activates the muscles of the legs and core provides benefits that go far beyond simply adding numbers to a fitness tracker. This does not mean every walk has to be fast or exhausting. In fact, trying to push too hard every day can leave the body feeling drained rather than energized. The goal is to find a comfortable pace that feels purposeful, where movement becomes smooth, consistent, and sustainable. Swinging the arms naturally, standing tall with good posture, and taking confident strides all contribute to making each walk more effective. These small adjustments may seem insignificant, but repeated day after day, they can improve balance, strengthen muscles, increase endurance, and support healthier joints. Walking with awareness also helps sharpen the mind, reduce stress, and create a stronger connection between physical and mental well being. The body is constantly responding to the messages it receives, and every purposeful walk tells it to stay active, resilient, and capable. Simply going through the motions without intention sends a much weaker signal. The difference between average results and meaningful progress is often found in these small details that many people overlook. Walking should never become a race against a number on a screen. It should become a daily investment in long term health, where every step is taken with purpose and every walk builds strength that lasts for years. When consistency is combined with quality, even a shorter, focused walk can accomplish far more than thousands of distracted steps taken without direction. The greatest transformations rarely begin with dramatic changes. They begin with small decisions that seem almost too simple to matter. Many people believe they need an intense workout plan, endless hours at the gym, or a complete lifestyle overhaul before they can improve their health. That belief often becomes the very reason they never start. The truth is that lasting progress is built through habits that are easy to repeat, not through bursts of motivation that disappear after a few days. Every extra step taken throughout the day is an investment in a healthier future. Choosing to walk for a few minutes after a meal, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking a little farther away, standing up and moving during breaks, or replacing a few minutes of scrolling with a short walk may seem insignificant on their own, but together they create a powerful chain of positive habits. These choices quietly add thousands of extra steps over the course of a week, and more importantly, teach the body that movement is a normal part of everyday life rather than a special event reserved for exercise sessions. The body thrives on repetition. It adapts to what is done consistently, not occasionally. A single long walk cannot compete with daily movement that becomes second nature. Over time, these simple habits help improve cardiovascular health, support healthy blood sugar levels, maintain muscle function, increase joint mobility, and boost overall energy. They also strengthen something even more valuable than physical fitness: confidence. Every completed walk becomes proof that promises made to yourself can be kept. That growing confidence creates momentum, making the next healthy decision easier than the last. Success is not built by chasing perfection or waiting for the ideal moment. It is built by showing up every day, even when the effort seems small. Those ordinary moments eventually become extraordinary results because the body remembers consistency far more than intensity. A healthier, stronger future is not created by one life changing decision, but by hundreds of small choices repeated so often that they become part of who you are. One of the most damaging habits is constantly measuring your progress against someone else's. It is easy to look at another woman's daily step count, weight loss, or fitness achievements and wonder why your own results seem slower. That comparison creates frustration long before it creates motivation. The truth is that no two bodies respond in exactly the same way, especially after the age of 40. Every woman has a different combination of genetics, hormone levels, muscle mass, medical history, sleep quality, stress, nutrition, and daily responsibilities. Expecting identical results from identical routines ignores the reality that every body has its own starting point and its own pace of change. Chasing someone else's numbers often leads to pushing too hard, skipping recovery, or feeling like every small victory is somehow not enough. That mindset steals the joy from progress before it has a chance to grow. Real success is not determined by how many steps another person walks or how quickly someone else reaches a goal. It is measured by whether your body is becoming stronger, healthier, and more capable than it was yesterday. Some days you may comfortably reach 10,000 steps, while on other days, 6,000 consistent, purposeful steps may be exactly what your body needs. Neither day defines your worth. The body does not compare itself to others, it simply responds to the care it receives. Every walk, no matter the distance, is another opportunity to improve heart health, maintain mobility, support mental well being, and build lasting endurance. Instead of asking whether you are doing as much as someone else, ask whether you are doing more than you did last month. That simple shift changes everything. Progress becomes personal instead of competitive. Confidence begins to replace self doubt because every improvement belongs to you alone. Walking is not a contest with strangers or a race to impress anyone. It is a lifelong commitment to protecting your own health, preserving your independence, and giving your body the consistent movement it deserves. When comparison finally disappears, real progress has room to grow. The true purpose of walking has never been limited to burning calories or reaching a number on a fitness tracker. Those are only small pieces of a much bigger picture. Every time you choose to walk, you are making a decision that extends far beyond physical movement. You are sending a powerful message to your body that your health matters, your future matters, and you are not willing to surrender your strength to age or inactivity. That mindset is where lasting transformation begins. The scale may not change overnight, your clothes may not fit differently after a single week, and your reflection may not immediately reveal the progress taking place beneath the surface. Yet every consistent walk is creating changes that cannot always be seen right away. Your heart is becoming stronger, your muscles are staying active, your circulation is improving, your joints are maintaining their mobility, and your mind is learning that healthy choices are no longer optional but part of everyday life. These invisible victories eventually become visible results, but only for those who refuse to quit before the transformation has time to unfold. One of the greatest mistakes is believing that motivation must come first. In reality, motivation often arrives after action, not before it. Every completed walk builds confidence because it proves that you can follow through on a promise made to yourself. That confidence becomes the foundation for every other healthy habit you choose to build. Over time, walking stops feeling like a task and becomes part of your identity. It is no longer something you force yourself to do. It becomes something you naturally choose because you understand its value. The strongest mindset is not created by perfect days or flawless routines. It is built by continuing to move forward even when the weather is inconvenient, energy is low, or progress feels slow. Every step becomes a quiet declaration that excuses no longer control your decisions. That simple commitment, repeated day after day, creates a future where health is no longer something you hope for, but something you actively build with every step you take. The next chapter of your health is not waiting for a perfect plan, a new fitness gadget, or the right season to arrive. It begins with the very next decision you make. Every day presents a choice between movement and excuses, between investing in your future or allowing another opportunity to slip away. The truth is that your body is paying attention to those choices whether you realize it or not. Every step you take strengthens the foundation for the years ahead, while every day of unnecessary inactivity quietly allows strength, endurance, and confidence to fade. The good news is that it is never too late to change direction. You do not have to become an athlete overnight or spend hours exercising every day to create meaningful results. What matters most is making the commitment to keep moving, even when progress feels slow or life becomes busy. Small actions repeated consistently will always achieve more than grand plans that never become reality. Imagine where your health could be 6 months from now if walking became a daily habit instead of an occasional intention. Imagine having more energy to enjoy the people you love, greater confidence in your body's abilities, stronger muscles to support your independence, and a healthier heart carrying you through the years ahead. Those possibilities are not reserved for a lucky few. They are available to anyone willing to take that first step and then another the next day. Every walk is an investment that continues paying dividends long after it ends. The journey does not require perfection, only persistence. If this message has challenged the way you think about walking after 40, let it become the moment that changes your approach forever. Share these insights with another woman who deserves to protect her health before problems begin rather than after they appear. Encourage those around you to move more, support one another, and build healthier habits together. Most importantly, do not close this chapter and return to old patterns. Stand up, start walking, stay consistent, and remember that every single step you take today is shaping the strength, freedom, and quality of life you will experience tomorrow.